My name is Jeff Miller. I was the lead pastor of City Lights Church in the network in 2018. I had my last conversation with Steve Morgan, the leader of the network. Steve did not want anybody in the network, especially lead pastors, homeschooling their children. He wanted everybody to have their children in public school. And my wife and I had always felt called to homeschool, so this was always a source of tension and relational discomfort between us. After quite some time, and even after putting my kids in school for a little while and taking them out again, I realized the question that I needed to ask. And so I had my last conversation with Steve, and it was like this. I said, if 999 times out of 1,000, I'm inclined to obey leadership the way the network and you say that I'm supposed to, but one time out of 1,000, my conscience won't allow it, especially on an issue that's not about our doctrine and not about how we do church, but actually how I raise my own children that God has given to me and assigned me to raise. Shouldn't I obey my conscience? Steve said, I don't understand. Why don't you think it because I think it? I said, well, I almost always do. I'm just saying, if one time out of 1,000, my conscience wouldn't let me think it because you think it, shouldn't I obey my conscience? Because I've read about what happens when people don't obey their consciences. I talked about cults, totalitarianism, and Nazis, and bad things happen when other people come along and say, we're going to do the thinking for you, and we're going to do the hearing from God for you. He said, that would be like if you told your kids to go to bed, and they said, no, my conscience won't allow it, or Jesus wants me to stay up. And I said, well, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that a leader in a church has the authority over a member like a dad has over his minor children. This is where we disagree. And not much time after that was when City Lights narrowly voted by board vote to leave the network. They said that I don't believe in leadership, and because the Bible says to obey your leaders, Jeff is a heretic. I never said I didn't believe in leadership. I just didn't believe in the totalitarian scope of leadership that they were teaching and still are teaching. Back then and today, a lot could change if they could give up that unbiblical, illogical nonsense.